Is it going? Oh, here we are. We're recording. All right. Can we see the slide? Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is a recording of our Summer Involvement Fair Welcome Week presentation. We're going to be presenting this to the e-board. And if you have additional questions beyond this presentation, please come to one of our 3 welcome sessions. I think actually at the time of recording this, 2 of them have already passed. But come to our last one. That's going to be on Friday. Learn more about the club. So we'll kick it off. We are Northeastern University students for the exploration and development of space. And this is our club. So what is SEDS? SEDS was originally founded by Peter Diamandis back in 1980, and it's a national organization. It's an international organization with chapters all across America. There's chapters in Puerto Rico. There's chapters in India. There's chapters in Europe. Some of the members at Northeastern University are grad students who came from their chapters in other countries, and we're an organization that seeks to develop students professionally, academically, and we do all sorts of academic competitions to get people exposure to STEM in the field of space. One of the things that happens annually with SEDS is that there's a conference that's held called Space Vision. We've sent people in the past, and that's a really great opportunity to meet with aerospace industry employers and other excited students who are trying to change the world of space.
So a little more about SEDS at Northeastern specifically. In our Constitution, we state that we want to enable students to participate in these research competitions and opportunities so that they can make contributions to the field of space exploration, science, and policy, and which helps grow Northeastern SEDS. We also want our organization to encourage participation from students across different identities, backgrounds, and majors within the Northeastern community. We want to develop this community of student researchers that can exchange their expertise and ideas, and we want to provide support to these student research teams. And lastly, we want to create this platform where undergraduates can participate in these space-related fields and create networking opportunities with relevant organizations.
So who are we? Oh, sorry, Lindsay. Let's go across and introduce ourselves from left to right.
I'm Joey Morgan. I'm the finance chair. I'm an industrial engineering major, and I'm a rising second year. And all of that information was in the wrong order, but I'm also the team lead for Big Idea. So I'm pretty involved in SEDS. I joined a year ago, and it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it.
I'm Lindsay. I'm the secretary, and I'm a mechanical engineering major. And in the past, I've been part of the Rover competition team, and I've also been on the e-board.
Oh, Dylan, you're muted.
What up? I'm Dylan. I'm a rising 4th year computer science and physics combined major. I've been with SEDS for like about over a year now. I've mainly worked on trying to procure telescopes for the club to start up some astronomy. And as PR chair, I'm here to help with all communications, social media, merchandise, anything fun and creative and design that needs doing with the club.
I'm Ben. I am the president of SEDS this term. I've been involved in SEDS for 3 years. I was on the Mars Ice team. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I've had a lot of really good experiences with the club. Got to travel to NASA centers to present on some of the work I've done. And overall, that's me.
Hi, I'm Smeet. I'm the vice president this term. I'm a rising second year mechanical engineering student. And in terms of SEDS, for the 2 years or now 2 years that I've been a member of the team. I've been on Cansat and just recently joined the Mars Ice team.
All right, so once we get started in the fall, we're going to begin having weekly meetings with new members, existing members, to give everyone a chance to get to know each other. Right now, everything's virtual, so we want to give the opportunity for new members to connect with more experienced members, as well as learn more about the different projects that they can be a part of. And those will be Wednesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. on a similar link to the ones where we had our welcome meetings to Microsoft Teams.
Yeah, and if you want more information and more onboarding sessions in the future, we will be at Fall Fest, Welcome Week, and the COE Freshman Night clubs and orgs fair. So if you want to continue your involvement in the club, you can catch us at these events.
So part of our club, that's essentially how the club works, is we have SEDS, and then underneath SEDS, we have lots of different competitive academic research teams. And so we're going to run through a couple of the research teams that are existing right now and have been competing, as well as talk about a few new projects that we're hoping to get some excitement for and new members to compete in the upcoming year. Dylan, this one's you. Not Dylan. Julian, this one's you. Muted. Julian, you're muted.
Very fun. So I'm Julian. I am the team lead for Big Idea. I started on the project about a year ago. We submitted our original proposal in January of last year. We found out in February, and we've been working pretty much remotely for the duration of the project. We were one of 8 teams selected for the challenge, so I think somewhere in the ballpark of 50 submitted proposals and 8 were selected. NASA graciously funded us $90,000 to construct a exploration device. Right now, it's a quadrupedal system that carries different kinds of sensors to explore regions of the moon that NASA believes hold ice. So it's a lot of proof of concept design and trying to come up with different ways of doing things. We deploy a relay station on the edge of the exploration zone and use that as like a forward base to run information, recharge the system, collect, hopefully in later iterations would be like collecting water ice while we're at it. But right now it's just the exploration side. As we speak,
That's too early, sorry.
No, it's fine. Different members are working on finalizing the design before we come back to campus. We're really, really hoping that we're going to be able to build in person, but I don't know yet. So the team's going to have a lot of opportunities in the fall. I will run through some pictures that we have. If you have any questions, or you can contact me at that email. So in the top left, that is our deployment system for the solar panels, at least one version of it. Our relay station has a sort of accordion style deployment of solar panels. So that's the one designed for the driving mechanism of it. In the bottom left, we use a LiDAR scanning for mapping. So one of our members set that up in his room to make sure that the scanner worked, and that's a 5 million point picture. And it really does quite look like his room. The center is the CAD for the sample exploration device. Just because the quadrupedal system is so complicated to do, NASA implored us to, instead of spending time trying to do that remotely, focus on other development regions. So that's what that represents. And bottom right is our team when it was half the size that it is now. There's 10 people in that picture, and there's 20 these days. So that's really it for Big Idea. Again, we are really hoping to get to do things on campus in the fall, but like everything, it's really up in the air.
Yeah, so next we have the Mars Rover Challenge, which is a challenge where the team will compete annually in the Mars Society's University Rover Challenge if they're accepted. And they basically develop high-level autonomy, a robotic arm and mobility system for a rover. And the competition itself has 4 parts, which are equipment servicing, extreme retrieval, autonomous traversal, and life detection. And the team itself has a variety of majors and backgrounds. And so whether you're a mechanical engineer, a computer scientist, biologist, physicist, or electrical engineer, you'll have a good role with gaining a lot of experience on the Mars Rover Challenge team.
I want to add in a little bit about this as well. The team in our past years when we're not in COVID, they get to compete in Utah for the final competition. They travel there, and the whole organization goes. Not the whole organization, the whole team goes, and they present their team to a bunch of like sponsors sponsoring that competition. Like you got SpaceX or NASA, Honeybee Robotics, and it's a fun, huge fun time. You can see the picture of the rover out there. I don't think maybe that was in Utah, but they just have to get the rover to complete some tasks, and it's a really cool time. All right, Smeet.
So this is the NASA's Mars Ice Challenge. Basically, in this competition, NASA tasked us to build a robotic drill system, which tries to extract and filter as much water as possible in a surface that kind of represents a Martian surface. For the past year, we were luckily one of 10 universities selected to continue development of our project after our proposal was accepted, and we were awarded $10,000 to complete our development. On these two pictures, you can see what our final product was, a little rendering of it, and then before we were kicked out, some members of the team assembling the frame. And a little bit more information on what the team does. There's a lot of work in researching, building, problem solving, testing, because the Mars Ice Challenge is a very expansive competition where there's a lot of different things that you can get your hands on. We needed to make sure we understood the problem, the atmosphere, the environment of what we're getting into. And then once we really get a better understanding of it, we start CADing up, getting hands-on experience on design, testing, trying to figure out the best approach for things. And then it all culminates in writing a technical paper on what our work was and submitting it to NASA to see what they have to say about it. So really, Mars Ice Challenge is looking for anybody interested in space and getting some good hands-on experience outside of your classroom. Oh, got him muted, Ben.
Also, the Mars Ice team travels for their competition. They go down to Langley, Virginia, and present at NASA with all the 10 teams who compete. And there's a lot of big name co-op employers that are going to be there as well. So this is a really good opportunity to connect and help get co-op opportunities. So another one of our projects that we're working on, and this is actually one of our unique projects because we actually collaborate with students in the SEDS chapters of Tufts and MIT for this project. What we're doing is we're designing a Cubesat. And if you don't know what a Cubesat is, it's a little square or cube satellite. It's a 1U Cubesat is 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And we're designing a 6U Cubesat that's going to have electrospray thrusters, which were designed at a lab at MIT, and we're testing them to see if they can control the fine attitude positioning of the satellite in orbit, and then also determine if it can raise and lower its orbit. And if you're interested in doing mechanical design, thermal management, power management, there's a lot of work in communications and software, electrical, setup, that type of stuff. Right now, a big part of that project is also fundraising. It's a very expensive project, but we're trying to split the load across MIT, Tufts, and us at Northeastern. And it's another good opportunity to meet some really cool people that aren't just at the Northeastern SEDS club, but just at SEDS in Boston. Hopefully, if it's done and submitted by November, then we'll have a chance to launch our satellite into space, which would be really cool.
So, Cansat, the American Astronomical Society, they host an annual competition that basically works to design a small Cansat that can accomplish a new task. So, for the previous year, our challenge was to construct a delta wing glider, and it needed to fold up and fit into a can, essentially, where the name originates from. And then it needs to glide for a set amount of time in a set amount of radius. And then we get a whole spectrum of testing data and then send that back. And that's what the competition is graded on. I was a member of Cansat my first year, and it was definitely a very first year friendly competition where I got to learn a lot, kind of ease myself into SEDS, and I could really ask a lot of questions to the upperclassmen to kind of expand what I know. We're hoping that we get some new members this year to continue the project, just get a little renewed interest in it. And if you are interested in this, it's definitely a great opportunity to get into SEDS.
So a lot of what we talked about for our projects so far have been very STEM heavy, but we're also very interested in things like business, policy, law. Space policy is a very young field, but it's growing like crazy. I mean, I don't know if you've heard about Starlink. People are upset with, taking pictures of space, and then Elon's satellites are putting streaks across the sky. There's no laws about that. There's no laws about if you want to colonize another planet. Can you? Can you not? Is there international law preventing you to do one thing or another? Right now, technically, we can't go near water. So if you're going to Mars and you want to collect water, we need to change international law so that that's allowed. Space policy team is a growing group. We're looking for more interest. And the whole idea is to get a bunch of people who want to discuss space, and maybe it'd be really cool if we could send some people to do like the SEDS lobby, pro space down to DC. We're always working to expand our different projects. This is another project that we're looking to get new students involved in. So some of the ones we've talked about so far have been established and have a lot of members. This is the type of project that would be brand new. It's very cool. I'm excited about this project. What it is they're designing a tool, or for the project, you're designing a tool or a device, something that would assist an astronaut, but in zero gravity. And then if you are accepted into this project and design your system and build it, then you get to travel to NASA's Neutral Buoyancy Lab and test it out. And in this picture here, you can, I guess, see the divers testing out the device that this team made. We haven't done this project yet. We want to do this project. What's very cool about our club is there's always new opportunities to do leadership. And so since this team hasn't been formulated yet, you could easily jump on, have major leadership roles, or you could jump on and just be a member and learn from some more experienced members who would be teaching you along the way.
Cool. So we have a bunch of fun, like team-specific projects. However, that's not the case with everything we do at SEDS. We try to have everybody come together to do fun events and everything, and that's kind of my job. So one of these things that we do is astronomy nights. We just procured 2 telescopes for the club. One of them is shown there. And these are some images that we've actually taken with that telescope. So we know it works. So we don't know how exactly astronomy is going to work this upcoming fall. But we're hoping to have some regular virtual meetings where we talk about stuff and then maybe plan small group, astronomy, nights, basically, like on Centennial or somewhere else off campus. So that will be a lot of fun.
Those pictures we took, that's taken on an iPhone.
Yeah, we need shot on iPhone at the very bottom there.
All right. But like I said before, we're always starting new competitions. So if you looked up here and you're like, I don't like any of those, but I like this other competition, you could tell us about that, and we could try to get a bunch of people to help you out on it, and we would hopefully give you some funding, and you could compete in it, whatever you want.
Yeah. And so, like I said before, the PR committee, that's what I lead. What we do is we organize fun events for everybody in the club. All the teams are so involved in their own team that they don't even know other people who are on another team, that they're in the same club with. So we try to organize things to meet other people, such as like launch parties, which we do virtually. We've done movie nights. We do astronomy. We've done stuff with the Museum of Science where we organized an event to see their telescope there. And we're going to be planning some more virtual things in the fall. Other things that the PR committee specifically does is we make flyers, we do communications, we run social media, make posters. We got this cool merch page that we run. We had somebody make a really cool logo for us, and so we got really cool shirts, mugs, stickers, you name it, masks. Hey, it's topical. So I'm looking for people to join the PR committee as well to help me make these things so that we have really cool events and advertising. Julian, do you want to talk about the finance committee?
Yeah. So I, as part of finance chair or treasurer, whatever, I also do work with the finance committee. There's a lot of finance that goes in the back end side of SEDS. Truck just went by my house, so I don't know if you can still hear me. But there's a lot of back end finance stuff, and if you're at least interested in the periphery, come join. It's a lot of fun. Well, okay, I won't lie. It's not a ton of fun, but you get a lot of experience on how to run spreadsheets, how to work with other teams. You get to work with the university and with Professor Padir on reimbursements and how funds get allocated to different projects. It's as fun as finance can be. I'll tell you that.
Excellent sales pitch.
Yep.
So hit us up on social media. We got our Instagram link there. We got our Twitter. We got our email if you want to be social on that. We try to post regularly to our Instagram or Twitter. We also have a Facebook page at SEDSNU. If you just look us up on Facebook, you'll find it. Like and subscribe. I think the biggest thing, though, is definitely join our Slack. That's where we do most of our communication right now. However, we're going to be using Microsoft Teams in the fall for a lot of things as well. But to stay up to date on information regarding the fall, definitely join sedsnortheastern.slack.com. Use your northeastern.edu email to sign up, and you'll see everything, all announcements that you need to know for the fall.
All right, so this is wrapping up our presentation. We have some frequently asked questions. I'm going to put these slides up here, and you can pause the video to read through the answers. If you have more questions, I encourage you to send us an email to that sedsnortheastern@gmail.com. You can also message us through our Campus Labs Engage page, which is probably where you found this video. Here's another one of some more FAQ. This one particularly here is trying to address some of the questions you might have about COVID. A lot of our club is really lucky. We're fortunate because we're structured that in the fall, academic projects often have design work, proposal writing. A lot of it can happen virtually, and we're hoping that we can take advantage of that, do a lot of virtual design work, and submit proposals, get accepted to some competitions, and then maybe in the spring we'll get to do hands-on work, or maybe in the spring we'll be doing something else. But we hope to see you either way. Keep an eye out for information about our first new members meeting that's going to be happening in the fall after September 9th. And all that information will be in the Slack. All right. Thanks for listening.
And if you have any questions or comments, do what Ben said and contact us. All right.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How do you stop it?